The Obama administration wants to bring high-speed internet access to all Americans. The National Broadband Plan requires that broadband connections be available in every U.S. home by 2020. The FCC says 1/3 of homes, or about 100 million people, do not have broadband internet access right now. No final decision yet on where the money would come from. Well, Phil Kerpen from Americans for Prosperity is against the plan. He's at our Washington bureau now with more. Phil, what's your biggest concern about it?
Well, I think that my biggest concern is this idea that broadband internet is just like an electric utility and it's something that the government can strictly regulate or even own directly. I'm worried that that sort of public utility model will destroy the competition and innovation that we've seen over the past 15 years or so since the cable companies and the phone companies really started going back and forth in a competition that's been very beneficial for consumers. About 95% of Americans right now have access to broadband internet if they want to buy it. Some people choose not to. I don't think that's something that the government should step up and guarantee in some kind of internet entitlement. And I worry that the idea behind this plan, which is this is something that everyone has a right to and the government should provide at taxpayer expense, will lead to a government-owned and controlled network that will not be as free and open, as innovative, and as driven by competition as what we have right now. I guess I just don't see the failure in the internet as it is right now that would prompt us to rethink the whole thing and give government a much heavier role. I'm very happy with the way the internet functions now.
How do you think this would affect people who already have broadband access?
Well, the most immediate impact of the plan's recommendations would be that they would now be paying fees or taxes into an expanded and revamped universal service fund. That's a line that appears on your old-fashioned phone bill. It doesn't appear on your internet bill, but the FCC wants to tax broadband access under this scheme in order to subsidize it for areas that are more expensive to build out to, especially rural areas. It's an income redistribution scheme that will hit a lot of Americans right in their pocketbook when they see that price on their bill. The other impact, I think, further down the line is that we'll see a lot less private investment as a result of some of the regulations that are contemplated here. And that could mean ultimately people will have internet from a government-owned service that's built out in their town or with a lot of strict regulatory controls. And I think that means the internet will not keep getting better, not be as innovative. We won't see as many great new things as we might if the government didn't step in and take control.
How high on the list of priorities for the Obama administration is this, in your opinion?
I think it's fairly high. I think that if you look at these kind of net roots, which is part of this administration's base, at their convention in Pittsburgh last year, they said that this idea of regulating the internet is their #2 priority after health care. I don't think it's quite that high for the Obama administration, but I think it certainly is on their short list. And what really frightens me is that we're seeing a trend in this administration that when they can't get things passed in Congress, they try to go around Congress, go around the democratic process. They're doing it on global warming with the EPA, and they're certainly doing it here on internet regulation with the FCC.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Phil.
My pleasure.